Hi, welcome to another thrilling episode of ThegnThrand. I'm old Iron Bones Eldgrim, and we have a very special package for you today from Neil Burridge. And you already know it's going to be something bronze, and it's going to be something badass. But before we open the package, I have a few channel announcements that need to be made. One, the Japanese armor video is coming soon. We got derailed during production at a venue that we had set aside specifically for filming our first video for that armor. So we had to change our plans. We will be continuing production on that video very soon, and it will be out hopefully within the next couple of weeks. We're trying very hard on that, so please continue to be patient with us on that. Also, as you can tell, I'm doing the introduction for this episode, and you might see a little more of that. Thrand and I still are on very conflicting schedules. We do try to get together and film as often as possible, so forgive us for not having as many videos out as we'd like. We'd love to be doing this all the time. Thank you again, everybody, for your donations on the armor, and also James Jenkins, who donated the largest amount for that armor, and we really appreciate him because he's also donated this. This is a Canaanite Khopesh. Yes, it's already open. Yes, I've already looked at it. Thrand and I both have seen this already. We decided that for the sake of being fast, that we'd have it ready for me to unpack very quickly. So here it is. I present to you Neil Burridge's Canaanite Khopesh. A very unique weapon. I love these. I wish they had never gone out of fashion, but they did, obviously for reasons that everybody can guess. I like it. It's got a unique dog leg design that gives it something like a falcata shape. The rigid back keeps it from bending and things, which really helps with a material like bronze. You'll see this in later centuries with the samurai's katana, and also with cavalry sabers. They have the flat, broad back like an axe, and that curved, sweeping edge. So this blade has a lot of potential for a lot of awesome tests, for hooking tests, especially from behind a shield. It's great for cast blows, which is something we're going to test today. And you can see from the handle, this is obviously what it's made for. We have some rolled wet newspaper. As you know, the rolled wet newspaper is a great way for us to kind of get an idea of how we're going to cut with this blade, where the sweet spots are, exactly what kind of power we need to use with this blade. It really helps us a great deal to use the roll wet newspaper. So we have that soaking and ready to go for you. And then of course we have our ballistics gel head. Thrand's already cooked up the ballistics gel, poured it in our mold, and now he's going to have that set up with the blood and ready to gush out. So that's going to be really cool, and we're going to have a great time today. And I don't want to take any more of your time up, so let's get right to the test. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to hand this off to Thrand, and we're going to see how well the Canaanite Khopesh from Neil Burridge performs.
Ooh, beautiful cut. That was nice.
Sweet.
Beautiful cut. We got a little bit of tearing. This is casting. I'm casting it out like you would an axe. So yes, I'll let the blade do what it wants to do as it goes through. It's a beautiful cut. Ooh, that was beautiful. Look how clean that cut is. That is amazing. I'm
For
very
bronze,
impressed.
that's insanely good.
And that's about a 3-inch roll almost. So I am extremely impressed with this. That is a beautiful, clean cut. Our blade stayed perfectly straight, and it does have a very axe-like feel, being balanced right around where the curvature starts, and this piece not even being sharp. It's being for strength and for reach. You have the reach of a Khopesh or a falcata style design, like a sickle forward blade, like a blade that actually curves forward, like a talon. But you also then have the saber-like elegant curve back, which makes it much more saber-like. And the balance it has, even though it's a small sword, feels very much like a falchion, like a later century hacking blade of some sort. So yes, it's beautiful. Even if it was based on the axe and worked its way down to a handheld weapon, Very much works like a sword. Beautiful cut. An axe would not be able to do that. Ooh.
It looks like tearing on the back there, but that is not tearing. That's from the upward scoop.
Right, because what I did is I cut in and up, and the blade is very sharp. So people can argue edge alignment, but when I cut, I let the edge do what it wants to do. So as it dug in and cut and sliced, it wanted to go up with the motion that I put behind my arm. Because I have two different motions here. I'm using a cast blow, and I was stepping with it. So to explain to some people who aren't quite getting the edge alignment idea, my body's moving one way to add oomph as I run out of energy from the actual weight of the sword from casting it and applying energy. So what happens, we got a beautiful cut. It just came right off.
Yeah, I mean, it's all clean cut. It scooped it right out, so to
Right, I
speak.
can't say it would have went through a lot bigger roll in that manner the way it went through, but it still cut everything. It's a beautiful cut in and it scooped up, which is the way I was ending when I was cutting up. I usually don't do this cut. It's very difficult for any blade to cut, so this means it's razor sharp. Beautiful. All right, we've got the Canaanite Khopesh, and we've got our ballistics, analog ballistics gel head with our coconut skull, our PVC spine and jaw, and our artery in the neck. We're trying a slightly different material, so hopefully this artery works a little better if we try to cut it that. I want to start off with a headshot, see how well this thing fares against the actual skull. So we believe the way these actually give, because they actually give, they're not stationary. And the gel that we use and the skull, the way it behaves, is very much a human skull and be just as difficult to cut through. So let's see what happens. Normally this would be used with a shield, and like I said, it would be, you could cast it out. The weight of it is enough. So that's the way I'll start off.
That was gruesome.
I would say he's dead. And I didn't do anything but use my arm. That's why I get tired of people telling me how I have to step with my body and use proper body mechanics to cut with certain edges. Something like this is very axe-like. You could be standing behind a shield and the arm can move independently of the body. That's what we talk about the cast blow on certain blades with, like this hook on the back where I hold it. It allows me to do that and not lose it out of my hand when I accelerate the blades. But look at that beautiful cut. It is spectacular. If you look right here, you can see how I've cut all the way through the head, in the nasal. This is spectacular. This man is definitely dead. I mean, he's as dead as you can be. So I do think that there was something to having a heavier blade and the balance farther up and acting much like an axe, a saber, and like I said, I found Canaanite Khopesh type thing, artery type thing. So very, very similar.
It never ceases to amaze me how well bronze performs.
Oh, yeah, most certainly. It's way more powerful and stronger than most people give it credit for. Okay, I'm going to take the Canaanite Khopesh and I'm going to try a shot across the jaw. We normally don't go just for the jaw, but we never use the jaw much. Sometimes we don't even hit it. So I want to try our facial area, the jaw, see how far it can make it through, and I'm going to try shallow. I'm not trying to decap this entire head. So let's see what happens. Oh, too shallow. Sorry guys, too shallow. I will try again. That was my bad. I did clip part of the jaw over here and cut into it, it looks like. But that's not enough. I want to hit both sides. We did clip this jaw this side. Oh!
Nice.
Well, I definitely went through the jawbone up here and all the way into the face and the skull. Beautiful. More blood as well. Now, as you see here, what happened, we cut our jaw up here. We cut into the bottom of our skull and all the way through and out this side over here. So we've got more blood coming out, more injury. And earlier, it's hard to see from here, but I actually, when I cut shallow, I hit the back side of this jaw and damaged it cutting through it. So this is a little bit high. I wanted to aim lower, but that's still impressive nonetheless. It's a clean cut through the bone-like material.
As PVC compares to bone, how much do you think that would damage a real person's face?
A jaw, it would cut through it. I have no doubt, just like it hacked into the skull we have, it would cut directly into the jawbone. Ooh, that's nasty. Looks like from that angle I'm going to keep hitting up high, so I'll just leave it at that because all our cuts are in here. It's very difficult to try to aim at the chin. But that's still nasty.
Yeah, the same results as before.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still very impressive. I'm going to take the Canaanite Khopesh, and we have an artery here. Matter of fact, I got it kind of close to the surface, so when I hit it, it kind of bulged out. Because remember, this is just tubing, but it's very tough tubing. It has the blood flowing through it. I'm going to see if I can not decap it and do a surgical cut and just slice through the artery, at least on one side. So let's see what happens. Ugh.
Perfect cut.
Ooh, look at it just bubble out like it's actually, oh, that's nasty. Look at the blood running. You can see this right here. And now I'll like kind of pry it out so you can see it. You can see the blood running out. I love it. Now remember, we don't have an actual heart pumping or something in the chest, so it's not going to spray out the arterial spray. But I'm sorry, that would kill the man. On unarmored combat, a lot of people talk about unarmored combat later century in the manuals. That's all it took, just a little nick, just a flick of the wrist, and a man could be bleeding out and dying there. So it was a lot more, I guess, scary than when people had full-clad armor and large shields. And yeah, I mean, still something like that could happen in an unarmored area or a niche, but still, that is nasty. Sorry, that's gruesome. Okay, after that most impressive surgical drawing cut into the artery, and we've got it leaking out here. Before we lose all the blood, I'm going to try for a full decap from right to left here. I'm going to step in and try to take the entire head off. Honestly, in my opinion, since this was also a ceremonial weapon, I'm going to be doing a lot more research on it. I think it could have been used ritualistically, the ones used by the Egyptians to kill prisoners, much like the early stone maces. I think that might have been what they did, is to chop the head clean off. So let's go ahead and see what happens. It's kind of like the Moorish scimitar or something. It's used a lot for chopping off heads. Oh! I would say we have a full decap. The spine is completely shattered. I don't have the vertebrae in this one. I was kind of rushed on time in making it. But we went clean through our spinal bone. And we have cut it. I mean, that is basically cut off. That's why we had it fall. The sword's intact. Felt very little resistance. I think it was just that the way it shattered, it just slid off before it finished cutting through the last little bit of meat here that's barely holding it. And it seems to have ripped our artery completely out. And I have blood dripping everywhere. Very, very gruesome as the head finally separates.
Certainly an effective weapon.
Oh, most certainly. I am highly impressed. I thank James Jenkins again for this excellent weapon. We've been wanting to test one of these for a very long time. Some people stating it's ceremonial, some people saying it came from the axe, some people saying it's a precursor to the saber, the back sword, the falchion, all these different weapons. Some people calling it a sickle sword. Certainly in my mind it's more axe-like and more akin to stuff like the falchions later century. It's something that has more heft to it, definitely made where you can cast it and allow the blade to do its work. But we want to come back and do a full assessment as it would have been used in combat at that time period against the type of armors that it would have been used against. And that will be our further testing when we get into that. But thank you so much, Neil Burridge. Excellent craftsmanship. Be sure and leave a comment down below, like our video, and subscribe. That helps us out more than anything. Recommend us to other people. You can go ahead and go by on Facebook and like us on our Thrand and Eldgrim's Well of Remembrance page. That's our like page. You'll see all our latest videos as they come out, and material that we research. We find it valid, we will link it there. Or any special deals or offers for anybody that deals with us or sends us stuff. I mean, if something comes up, we'll let you know about it. Also, if you want to join our private group, that's our ThegnThrand YouTube boat crew. You can go there and even leave comments just like you can down below if you like the Canaanite Khopesh or you know anything historically about it or any information you've heard. It is an old mysterious weapon, so who knows what kind of information you might have, whether it be valid or stuff that people came up with over the years. Be sure and give us comments on that. We enjoy that. Let us know what you think. Also, if you want to help us out to get ballistics gel and stuff to make these fine heads and different stuff we use on the video for testing and any other things we might need for lighting or what have you, be sure and go buy our www.patreon.com/Thrand. That's our Patreon page. That's our crowdfunding project for our actual whole channel. When it comes to like materials and stuff we need, you can leave a monthly donation there, or even do it one time and cancel it. If you truly want to do a one-time donation, you can go by our PayPal, and the ID there is ThegnThrand@yahoo.com. I don't use that email as much anymore, so if you want to contact me, use the same thing, ThegnThrand@gmail.com. But if you want to leave a donation, leave it under ThegnThrand@yahoo.com, which is our actual PayPal ID. I hope you all enjoyed the episode. Thanks again to everybody who made this possible and for watching us. And come back for more exciting episodes on ThegnThrand. Farewell.